Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reality Unloaded Podcast, where we'll be unloading Drag Race All Stars 9, episode 1 and 2. It's your girl, Keeks.
Hi, it's Lina D.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Michael.
And again, welcome to Reality Unloaded. Make sure to click that subscribe button, like our video, leave a comment after if our thoughts and opinions, you resonate with them. If you don't, whatever the case may be, but engage with us, okay? And if you do want to follow us on Instagram, hit us up at Reality Unloaded Pod on IG. We're not on TikTok or Twitter yet. We're in the Twitterverse, some of us, but just follow us there and stay in the know with our pod. And we're going to get into the episodes because there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of looks. One of the episodes, it's 24 looks. So we're going to go ahead and take it away. Let me set that up. And in the meantime, if y'all want to talk about like the premiere, how did y'all feel overall? Y'all can go ahead while I set this up.
I thought it was a good premiere. I think I was really excited to see these girls returning specifically because I feel like most of them are pretty much really liked. So seeing them again, these big personalities, I knew they were going to come with the looks. I knew they were going to come with the entertainment. I was way more excited for this season than I was season 7 of All Stars.
Yeah, I'm a rookie drag queen girly. So you guys are getting a very, very fresh perspective. I don't really know the queens. I definitely have some fun favorites I've already started to love. Listen, if you guys are going to get anything from me, I love me a sassy girl. So those sassy ones are, I'm keeping my eyes on them.
They're your favorite.
You like some spicy.
Right.
Correct.
And you said, wait, hold on, Brandon. You said you were more excited for this than All Star 7?
Sorry. All Star.
Okay.
8.
Okay, I was about to say All Star 7, the winner season? Like...
No, All Star 7 was top tier.
All right, you mean All Stars 8.
I think this is the next to that though.
All right. So starting with the first queen, that we're going to be covering. She was not the first queen to walk in. It was actually Gottmik, but we're going in alphabetical order. It's Angeria. And Angeria's originally from season 14. She placed 3rd to 5th or whatever, but she made it to the finale. And her charity, which we'll be talking about each of their charities that they're going to be competing for, is the National Black Justice Collective. And how do y'all feel about this look, this entrance look?
It's gonna be a chop for me. I love Angeria. I do. I loved her on her season. I love her now. I think she's fabulous. I get what she was going for, but it just looked a little bit undone for her because I know the level that she can deliver, and I don't feel like we got that with this look. I don't think it's terrible, but I do also think if you're walking into the workroom of an all-star season, there's just a certain level of expectation that you have on things. She looks good. She doesn't look bad, but it just wasn't a fully done look, in my opinion.
I disagree. I saw Angeria and I was like, oh, okay. She came in and she is serving the girls. Like, especially her makeup. If you look at her makeup on her season compared to this season, she had a glow up. So sorry, I don't agree.
That I could agree with. Her makeup, she looks beautiful.
Yes.
Again, maybe I did come off a little harsh, but like I just have such a level of expectation for Angeria that this didn't wow me, but it didn't necessarily like throw me off either. If that makes sense.
I hated the look. I did not like the look at all. Again, for me, I'm thinking drag queens. I'm thinking iconic walk-in looks. To me, I'm not saying it's a bad look, but for your entrance look, wow me, honey. Makeup-wise, send the notes because correct. Like I need to learn to do a lot of that, Miss Queens. But in terms of look, it did nothing for me. She looks good in orange though.
I beg to differ, just like Brandon. I think she looks really good. I'm just not a fan of the chaps thing. I'm over it. It's done. It's burnt out. But I am loving this hair on Angeria. This is that like Coachella, Baychella, hair ponytail thing, half up, half down. I love this. She looks so good. And yes, like the glow up is real with the makeup, even though she was always pretty polished anyway. But I thought this was a good look. I'm over the chaps. That's my one note. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next queen, and that is Gottmik. So Gottmik is from season 13. They placed third or fourth place, and their charity is Trans Lifeline. So go right ahead, Brandon and Michael. I know you guys are excited to talk about this.
So he is a Gottmik fan. I like Gottmik, but I think she gets a lot of attention for the things that she does, but I respect it though. So when I saw Gottmik, I already knew, we were gonna be seeing looks on looks on looks. But I'll let you go.
So what I would say is I think the hair and the makeup is so sick. Like so good. The hair flowing into the makeup, the full neck up, 8. Love, obsessed. But while what she is wearing is very tailored, constructed beautifully, I just felt like it was a little bit boring. And I am a very big fan of Gottmik. But I felt like for an entrance and based off of past looks that she's given, 5. But neck up, 12. Like that's where I'm at with this.
Interesting. Okay, go ahead,
As
Lina.
a fan, as a very big fan.
Okay, I love this look. She excited me to watch Drag Race. Like, I completely agree with Michael's sentiments, like the way the makeup carries into the hair. I disagree about the outfit. I think there's such a wow factor happening with the makeup and the hair that like this nice trimmed, elegant walk-in look with a little bit of sparkle, I think it's perfection. She's definitely someone I'm keeping my eyes on this season, and for good reason. So, yes, queen for me.
Yeah, I mean, Gottmik, like the hair, and this is gonna be a running theme for Gottmik. Their hair is chef's kiss throughout the season so far. Like, I have not been disappointed at all. I loved it. The hair is so intricate. Like, whoever did this wig, bless your hands. Like, point blank, period. All right, so now we're moving on from Gottmik to Georges. Okay, Georges is also from season 14 with Angeria. Georges placed 6th, 7th place, and Georges's charity is going to be National Alliance of Mental Illness. And I will say this, you're gonna see this coming from Rue. A lot of high praise for Georges as a performer. This outfit is giving performance at the club to me. I will say that. What are y'all thoughts?
So I like Georges. I just think she still looks like she's on her original season. Like I don't see too much of a glow up. But she's gonna perform for the girls. I just think her the outfits that I've seen, specifically this one, just don't do it for me. But again, I love Georges.
So I think this as an entrance look is criminal. I love Georges. No, I really, really do. And that's what I really love all the girls on the season, like seriously. But this look for me, I don't know why she would have walked into the workroom of the season wearing that. Like she ate on her season. She's pulled a lot better than this. And like, I am just confused by this. She's always beautiful, amazing personality, bubbly, so helpful to the other queen. Like I really do love her. I just didn't know where her head was at with this. And I love a little skimpy, cheap lingerie moment. Like, it doesn't have to be super expensive or crazy, but this just left me questioning, like, why for an entrance look?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Why, Georges? Why? Why? Love you, girl.
I feel like this is one of the looks that, like, correct, isolated by itself is street. Like, it's trash. Like, I would not. But her personality elevates it a little. Like, her look makes sense with her personality, you know? And I think that's why I'm like, I accept it as an entrance look because it is her. Mind you, from someone who's, again, watched 2 episodes so far of Drag Race, this outfit shines her personality. She's fun. She's not this, like, super polished queen. She's a very fun, she's going to give you personality in her look. She's going to give you personality in her creations. So I'm not mad at it as an entrance look. I think it's Georges.
I will say though, I don't think that she's not polished. I think she can be very polished, and her makeup is always done, her hair is always right. I just think it's a little bit too casual as an entrance look, in my personal opinion. But hey, Georges, glad to see you, girl. All right, moving on.
I just want to add one more note.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If I can. Do you remember on her season where she did the skeletal dress?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Since then, that's what I expect. And maybe that may be like I just see her in that and I want her to top that and do better than that, if that makes sense. So that's like always where my head is. Like, I've seen her elevate to certain levels, and why go back down? Like, just keep going.
Right.
You know?
You just expected a little bit more as an entrance. So that's fair. All right. Moving on to the next queen, and it's Nina West. And Nina West is from season 11. Nina plays 6. And Nina is also Miss Congeniality for that season. Their charity will be the Trevor Project. And this outfit, I said, okay, like, the circus is in town, baby. With Nina. But that's what we love her for. I mean, semi-love, you know, there's some questionable things about Nina behind the scenes when it comes to supporting.
What question?
Apparently she is in the similar boat as to Starbucks and McDonald's.
Ooh.
So I'll keep it there.
Oh.
But I'm not, you know, apparently. Word on the street. So yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on Nina?
Pass for me. Yeah, that was okay. Thanks for that entrance look. Next.
Yeah, I mean, Nina is just, for me, never really, I don't expect her to really pull a look, but she's more of a personality that I like, as opposed to like a drag queen if that makes sense, you know?
So for me, what I would say is, before I found out this information 2 seconds ago from you, Keeks, what I was going to say was, I do feel like Nina comes through with personality and she shines in that way. You know, we all know Nina for that. She's bubbly. She is positive. She wants to help everyone. And I feel like that's very reflective in what she does and how she dresses as well. Do I think the look is a mess? Absolutely. I mean, what are you doing? But it works for Nina. It would work for no one else. I still would rate this outfit like a good 4 out of 10, to be honest. But it's Nina, so maybe like 4.5, because it makes sense for Nina. Again, we don't expect amazing, crazy looks from her.
It's just Nina.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I get it.
And I'll leave that
I will say this though, Nina, this hair color on you is great. Like, ginger is your hair color. It looks really good on you. And
it's a good
and
wig.
I will say that the makeup has improved as well. I will say that. So okay, so moving on from Miss West, we are gonna go to Plastique Tiara. So she's also from season 11, placed 8th. And Plastique's charity is the Asian American Foundation. Go right ahead. Someone take the floor because I don't have nothing to say about this. But
no. She came in like you are supposed to on All Stars, gagged us all. I'm sure she gagged the girls. No. Perfection. That's it.
Plastique house down boots. Bitch, okay.
Absolutely.
House down. No notes, no nothing.
I will just say
that's what you're supposed to do.
The tuck could be a little bit better.
You know what?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that because they called out that pamper pussy later on. We will talk about that.
And you know what? I never peeped before, but yes, that is very much there and evident in this gown. But
it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. It's plastique.
That's because it's far away. We can't see up close. But once we saw it up close later on, I was like, oh. Yeah, that gotta go. All right, yeah, go ahead, Lina.
Plastique is who I want to be like tomorrow. I mean, I love her looks. Like she's a yes queen in every look I see in her so far. So yeah, perfection. She did great.
Yeah,
definitely one to watch.
That TikTok money is really hitting the bank. Okay, and wisely. All right, so moving on from Plastique, we are going to Roxy motherfucking Andrews. And I will go because I fucking love Roxy Andrews. I know, I can already tell by Brandon's face. He's not a huge fan of this look. I get it. Very around the way girl. But I love motherfucking Roxy. I'm so excited to see her. And Roxy is actually from season 5, All Stars 2. This is their 3rd time coming back. And their charity is A Miracle of Love. But yeah, not the greatest look in my opinion, but it is Roxy. I feel like I've seen her in these types of garments already. And the bag. I loved when queens used to come into the workroom with bags. It reminds me of like the old ass seasons. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts?
Did Jinx Monsoon lend her this outfit? That's my thought. Because why?
You know Jinx would never wear this.
No, I know. But it just looks like sabotage. Why would you like wear this? To me,
Don't play.
I'm Roxy. She's Miss Continental, right? One of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would come in with a sickening, like, I don't know. This just doesn't do it for me. And I don't hate Roxy at all. I think she's a very, very polished queen. But like this for an entrance?
Wait, hold on. I don't know who Jinx is, but I felt that shade, Brandon.
So just to give you a little bit of tease, just so you know, Jinx Monsoon was on Roxy's season on season 5, and Roxy did not like Jinx. Let's just say that.
I was about to say, don't say that B word.
No. Roxy did not like Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very evident, and then Jinx ended up winning that season.
Yeah.
But since then, Roxy has grown.
Okay, back to Miss Roxy. No, absolutely not. And I like Roxy. Loved her on her season. Like her verses, one of my favorites on Wrote You, Read You. Like, love me some Roxy. Why? Roxy, you have been doing this for too damn long to be showing up to this workroom and wearing an outfit constructed this way. And I think she knows better because now I feel like truly if Roxy were to see another queen in this outfit, she would eat them up. So why give yourself a pass?
That is true.
And that's just how I feel. We'll leave it there. Makeup, great, gorgeous. That's it.
Yes, that bob is bobbing, and we're gonna see more.
Bob. Yes.
But that is Roxy. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna move on to Chanel, the first queen to ever walk into the workroom on season 1, and she's not gonna let us forget it. Damn it. Season 1, of course, and All Stars 1. Chanel makes it far every time she's on this damn show. And their charity is the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. I like this look. I love the hair. Again, the girl's hair has been like top-notch work. But I do feel like the bodice of this is a little bit ill-fitting. But I love the whole Medusa idea. I felt like it just could have been fitted a little bit or tailored a little bit better, and I would have really loved the look. What about you, Lina?
I actually am not a huge fan of the look. To be honest, I agree. I think the fitting is wrong. I don't know Chanel. I didn't know Chanel from seeing the entrance look, but kind of from seeing like the remainder of the episode and her personality, this look didn't really give me Chanel. So that's a pass for me. I'm not a fan of this look at all.
I like the look. I mean, I just think there's some fitting on the look that just doesn't look appealing. But I think as someone, or for someone who came from season 1 to see her keeping up with the girls, like, I mean, she looks better to me than Roxy did for her entrance. So
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go ahead, Michael.
So what I would say is when I first saw this look and she was just standing there posed, not moving, I was like, oh, wow, like this looks really good. And then she moved and I saw the way the garment was moving with her. And then you saw all the ill-fitting, you saw things weren't necessarily correct. So I feel like she almost had it, but I do know to construct a garment with that type of material is very hard. So I don't know if it's like, did she mention if she made it or like, no, right? She had it made.
No, she probably had it made.
Yeah.
And it is a hard material to work with, but it just didn't do it for me. I thought she looked beautiful. I thought the hair was cool, the eyes. It's like she almost had it, but it just didn't land well once you started seeing the garment in motion.
Okay, yeah, it didn't connect. I mean, the mug is there, always stamped. Like,
yes, 100%.
No doubt about it. The glow up in the mug. I mean, Chanel has always had a very nice, like, face, and just the makeup technique has always been good from season 1. But the way that it's elevated throughout the years, it's wow. Like,
Major.
in every runway, I was literally just in awe at her makeup.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
So moving on from the entrance looks. Oh, sorry, my bad. Vanjie, I did not mean to miss you, Vanjie. Oh, sorry, sis. But we got Vanessa Vanjie, and Vanjie left sadly on season 10. She was the first one out, but she came back for season 11, and their charity is the ASPCA. Again, this is very around the way girl, Vanjie girl. There were some cool elements in general, but I do feel like this is like something that you would wear to the club, to go out with your girls, etc. I will say I love the jacket. I did not realize that those were bobby pins at first until they pointed it out. So I thought that was a really cool detail.
Until they landed all over the workroom.
It's okay. That's fine.
She left her trail.
Exactly. I like this look for Vanjie. Again, Vanjie's not going to be the one that's going to pull out a garment, a whole dress with a trail for the workroom entrance. Like, I think it's very fitting of Vanjie's personality. I think, you mentioned the same thing with like George's. And I think her and George's are very similar in that aspect. Their outfits reflect their personalities.
I could agree with that. I thought that the jacket was really interesting and cool. The use of bobby pins. I feel like Keeks, like you said, it plays into that Vanjie girl. Like, I get it. I see it. I love it. Was it my favorite? No. Do I think she could have done better? Yes. Do I expect more from her? Yes. But did she do what she came out to do with this outfit? I think absolutely. It reads as what she wanted it to read as. So, yeah.
That's fair.
I'm just going to trust what you guys are saying about this look in terms of it being her personality, and I'll give her a pass. I was shocked by this look. Like, speechless. I don't know. I really this really surprised me. Excuse me, this really surprised me. I didn't even think like when she did the entrance, like this didn't feed personality like George's did. Like it actually just read really tacky to me. So Queen, I'll give you a pass. Let me get to know you a little more. But right now you're my bottom queen. I'm not a huge fan.
I actually think this showed more personality than George's look. Like this is more like I wouldn't be surprised. George's look, I could see Vanjie wearing it, is what I'm trying to say. And then Vanjie's look, like I don't see any of the other queens really rocking that. I just see Vanjie wearing that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm just very surprised that you did not get her personality from that. But hey. All right, so we're gonna move on. That was the last queen because there's only 8 queens this season. So luckily it's not like the main seasons where it's like 14 of these motherfuckers in that damn thing and it takes forever. Especially that nobody is going home. If you didn't know, it's a non-elimination season, which people have been asking for since All-Star 7, so that the queens get the opportunity to really showcase their skill sets, their looks, most importantly, that they spend so much money and time on. So we're gonna get into right now the reading challenge, which was great. The queens were very surprised that the reading challenge was gonna be off the bat in the first episode, but I felt like it just lined up the room. And in general, like they had a really good time. This is honestly one of the better reading challenges that we've had in a long time. I want to say the best one in a minute.
I agree. They all were really, really, really good.
They were all really good. And at this point, like obviously you already know everyone has a turn to go ahead and read their asses off. And I feel like everybody, at least everyone had one decent read. So that was also good. And you can tell that Rue was having a good time with these hoes cutting up and just tagging each other, because he does not get that on the regular seasons. I feel like the last few seasons for the main show have been kind of sad when it comes to the reading challenge. So do y'all remember any of the reads? Anything y'all want to touch on that y'all felt like stood out?
I definitely think Roxy deserved the win. I think Roxy ate the girls up, but I feel like they all really came very strong and very shady.
Gottmik was also really funny.
Yeah,
which is not something I really expect from her.
Me either. Gottmik, her funny one was to Vanjie, your liver is so black and shriveled. It's 15 face tapes away from hosting RuPaul's Drag Race. And I was like, dang, now you're going for Vanjie and then hitting Ru too. That was hilarious. A couple others was like, Gottmik was actually like, they tried getting at her a couple of times. Chanel to Gottmik, didn't expect to see you here. Figured you would cancel this booking like your other ones. Like, damn, now you calling her out. Another one was, George's to Plastique about her pamper pussy, and then you hear Vanjie in the back like, oh, pamper pussy, pampers. And obviously Roxy, she ate that up and she ends up winning because Roxy says like, Gottmik went from being a fan favorite to Violet Chachki's assistant, calls Nina West the shoulders of Columbus, Ohio. It was just a lot. It was really freaking funny. I really enjoyed that. And any others for you, Lina, that stood out?
So not that any that stood out, but I have to say overall, it's fun to see how witty the queens are, right? I think it's like really nice to kind of go from their entrance look, like what they bring in terms of fashion, and then to see their wittiness. Like some of these queens are really smart, right? And it's like you kind of see it in the way like they get at each other, the way they joke around, and it just feels like a really fun environment. Listen, RuPaul, you need a co-host? I'm happy to come. I want to play with the queens too. It seems like a good old time.
Yeah, you could tell since these queens know each other, they just have a better rapport with one another. It's easier for them to read one another. And Jiria was saying that she felt a little nervous because she doesn't know everybody. But I'm like, you know these bitches, you seen them. You've been watching this shit for how long? Like, you know them. Cut up with them. So go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was gonna agree with you. I think
okay.
Overall it was great. So
Yes. And before we move further, because I forgot the order, there was so much, y'all. So the competition rules before we move on is that for this drag race season, $200,000 will be the prize, and that will go towards the queen's favorite charity or their charity of their choice, and obviously a coveted spot in the Drag Race Hall of Fame. So there are no eliminations again, as done on All Star 7, which is the all winner season. And after each challenge, 2 queens will be chosen as the top 2 queens of the week. And then each will get a benefactress badge. We're going to hear that so much this season. And then the top 2 are going to lip sync for their legacy. And then the winner will receive the cash prize of the week, which will be the 10K donation towards their cause. And then the lip sync winner will get to cut off another queen from earning a benefactrix badge for the following week. They can still win. They can still win the money, but they won't get the badge. And the reason why that is so important is because the 3 queens with the most badges at the end of the season will go on to try to win the $200,000. How do y'all feel about that setup?
I love the setup. Again, it's bringing me back to All Stars 7 with the all winners. But it's funny to see them cutting up with each other and like making jokes and them not like taking it so seriously or as serious as they would on like an original season. So I think it's a fun twist. And let's hope that they make some strategic moves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have to say, I think removing the elimination portion of the competition, I think it allows the queens to actually have more fun, to take more risks, to try something different, because you're not fighting for your life. Not that I'm saying they're not going to try as hard for their charity, but I think this really is going to allow them to shine a lot more than if they were kind of in their heads like, I don't want to be eliminated. So I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to see what the queens bring. I have to say, some of the play on words completely tickled me, like congratulations. I'm like, yes, like I love it all. Like,
you have not seen anything yet. Rue will literally mix everything up.
She
Rue mix, redemption, Rusical.
Perfect.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Play on words is everything. It was a good time.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna get into the Maxi Challenge. Brandon, do you want to go ahead and explain what they're gonna be doing?
Yeah. So for the Maxi Challenge, they are writing and performing a verse for the song Drag Queen Save the World. And Rue lets them also know that Keke Palmer is going to be a guest judge. But on top of that, it's even more intimidating because not only do they have to write and perform, but they also have to come up with choreography. So it's going to be a fun challenge because, again, that's one of my favorite challenges, the writing and performing challenges. So what did you think?
I thought of the challenge.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I think that the girls really did a good job, and I think Georges really did her thing with the choreography. Because choreographing that many people I know is hard, and she's never done it before. So I felt like that was cool to see her kind of branch out and really kill it. Yeah.
It was definitely a fun challenge to watch. I think Keke was a really good kind of someone to bring in, like, for this actual episode. Yeah, exactly. She was a really good judge to bring in. She definitely kind of feeds into the queens. She'll highlight really their fun parts, but also give really good criticism. It was fun to watch. I think, again, we really see how smart these queens are. Because listen, if I know anything, writing to music is not easy. So
yeah,
it was
definitely.
a fun challenge.
Yeah, I love Kiki. I'm so happy that she's on, like, with this pleasure principle ass wig. I loved it. She looks so good. She looks so good. But I need Kiki back. Like, honestly, my ideal panel would be Michelle. Obviously, Michelle's always gonna stay there. But Kiki coming back, T.S. Madison and Law, especially seeing Law and her be on another panel together, that would be really fun. Oh my God. I just need her back. She was so helpful. I felt like her feedback was really good. And in general, she just seemed so excited to be there. She was gassing them up. And I said, yes, yes. It just, I really love Kiki. Like, what can she not do? And she said, literally everything. I can do everything, Rue. And I believe it. So
Literally.
shout out to Kiki. Okay, fellow Keeks there.
Yes.
Not to be self-centered, but yeah, shout out to Keeks. All right, so moving on to the actual performance, a lot of these queens, they come from like the Drag Race Live. They've been on tour, they've been doing Work the World. These queens are just booked and busy always. Like, if you really think about it, like Nina's been on Broadway, Vanjie was on Vegas, Gottmik, Plastique, Roxy, they've been on Vegas as well. I think Georgia's had her little stint too. Chanel does backup, or I think Chanel lives in Vegas as well. Like,
I think
in
she
general,
hosted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she may have hosted too. In general, like, these queens are literally out there performing their asses off. So I didn't expect it to go bad. The song was a little long for me. I was like, God damn, 8 verses. But I did like it. It was catchier than some of the Drag Race songs.
Yeah, I think it was a good performance overall, but the people that stole it for me were Vanjie, Plastique, Georges, and Angeria. I think they
100%.
They killed it. And I was surprised actually that Plastique didn't make it to the top 2, but we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too, to be honest. Especially Plastique did so good. She could have been in the top 2, to be quite honest. I knew why Georges was there. And like you said, I also agree with Angeria's performance. I also want to give a shout out to production and their camera work, because they're trying new things. The way that is zoomed in for Angeria, I said, yes, come on, cameraman. That's fire. How about you, Lina? What are you thinking?
Yeah, Angie gave all of that energy. Like, I have to say, like, it was long and she kind of came closer to the end, and very happily so, because she really picked up the song again. Like, her verse was fire. She was excited. She gave all of the energy. Overall, I think the queens did well. It was fun to watch them kind of perform, put their lyrics together. But yeah, Angie stole it for me 100%.
And you, Michael?
I would agree with Angeria. I think she really did great. Also, special kudos to Georges again. I loved her verse. And just the way she moved and what she did, it just made so much sense. It seemed so like just free and natural for her. And I love seeing that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a 1-2 step choreo, but it just flows out of her like just so effortlessly. And like, I haven't really seen that. Like, we've seen plenty of dancers on Drag Race, but just to that caliber is so good to watch.
Yeah, agreed.
I have to say, Georges definitely tickled me when like they were trying to put the dance moves together and they were like, okay, put it in an 8-step. She was like, what is that? She's like, I just feel the music. I was like, I hear that. Correct. Like,
right.
Correct. She definitely gave me a tickle.
I want to say, like, everybody's verses was pretty good to me. I don't feel like anybody had a really horrible verse. The only one that I thought that sounded a little off was I just wasn't expecting Nina to sound that way, but they sounded like
it's
the
like
verse
the
was
wrist
good
when you decide to sing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Chanel also sounded a little off to me, but still I think everybody held their own. I really thought that Plastique, Angie, Vanjie, and obviously Georges were at the top for me. Vanjie ate. The way that they were pulling her on that and that wig, that that wig is so good. It's like that human unit. Oh, Vanjie, please, like wherever you're getting your wigs, like I gotta go to your page and see who you tagging, because not like I'm gonna get one, but it's probably too expensive anyway. But so good.
But for this performance, you can tell that this is what Vanjie does every night. Like
Yes.
this was like her clocking in, punching in, getting on stage, getting done, and like this, you could tell was just like the back of her hand for her.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at the picture though. Like my eye goes to her, like with her stand, like she's ready.
Yeah, and Plastique with that Sailor Moon cosplay, ate down, just so good. Also Gottmik for her starting in, like, I mean, I don't think Gottmik is a great dancer, but I did like their lyrics as well. So overall, great performance to the queens. Y'all started it off with a bang. So now we're gonna get into the runway theme, which is signature look, signature fragrance. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, not a challenge within the runway as well. Like, okay, this is cool. And I also liked how they edited it too. Like putting the perfume bottles and then like the different RuPaul songs. I said, okay, this is good.
They have budget. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they did. All right, so we're gonna start off with Gottmik. So go ahead, take it away, Lina. How did you feel about this look?
You know what? I have to say with Gottmik, she's very consistent with the energy she brings. So this makes sense. Would I have liked the look, I think in general, like as just the look? Probably not, but for Gottmik it works and it makes sense. And with the fragrance, it worked. So I go for it. I give her a thumbs up for it. She gets a yes queen to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think like we know Gottmik's gonna bring fashion every single time. It matched with the perfume bottle. I wasn't like blown away by it, but it still gave fashion to me. So it was cute.
What I would say about this is, though I don't find it to be the most like mind-blowing or spectacular, it checks the boxes. It hits all the notes that need to be hit are hit. It makes sense with her personality, her brand, her image. She looks beautiful. No notes. I mean, I okay. Again, not so. It's not the most spectacular thing, but it just makes so much sense, and I feel like that's almost as important as something being spectacular to me. If it's on brand, checks the boxes.
Agreed,
well done
for sure.
Yeah. And Gottmik's fragrance was called Crash, if I didn't say that. I feel like Gottmik's perfume bottle was the best one, to be quite honest. Next to Chanel #1, I just felt like it was really nicely done. Oh, and Plastique's was nice too, because I think it had like a little fan in it or whatever that was blowing on her, or maybe that was a fan on the side of the stage. I just wish it wasn't in all black, because we saw her in all black when she walked in, but aside from that, same thing. Like, it looks fine. It's pretty good. And the Crash promo was funny. Like, it was funny. All right, so moving on from Gottmik, we're going on to Nina West, and their fragrance is called Criminal, and this was criminal.
Yes.
Nina, like, I don't know if y'all seen, but on Twitter somebody edited a video of like them locking up Nina behind bars, and it is so funny. Oh my god, I gotta send that to y'all, but hilarious. What do you think, Brandon?
It's giving what's I think it's McDonald's. You know the character, the Hamburglar. That's what it reminds me of. Yes, that's what it reminds me of. I wasn't like blown away by it, but it wasn't like bad. And again, whenever Nina tries to like push herself out the zone of like Broadway or comedy, like I think it was a nice try.
No. Bad. No. I instantly saw this. No, absolutely not. I think it was constructed, not great. I get what she was trying to do by being the perfume bottle. You know, I love that little bit of campness to that. But it was just very poorly executed, and prison for her for this.
Not prison.
Maximum
jail,
security.
jail,
State penitentiary. Like,
Locked up for life.
Skip, go straight to jail.
Go straight to jail.
Do not collect 200. No.
Well, she
I
didn't.
think I'm still trying. I think I'm still trying to understand Nina. So far not great. I'm waiting for a comedy challenge. I guess that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they'll exceed in that for sure. Okay, so moving on from this criminal, not a smooth one at that. We're going to Plastique Tiara. I mean, hello, Victoria's Secret Angel right here. Like, what else can you really say aside from, like, you know, going on the pamper pussy again? But the hair, the wings, I can't believe like it expanded twice. Like the fragrance, the what was it? Fantastique, or whatever,
by Plastique,
which was funny. Go ahead. What are y'all thoughts?
I thought the mechanics on the outfit were great. I didn't think the outfit itself was so great because, again, it's just lingerie, basically. But I think if she didn't have the wings, the outfit would have been trash. But the wings made the outfit what it is today to me.
1,000%.
Okay. I want to be on a walk one day, and I want her to scoop down and pick me up and fly me so high and just drop me. That's what I want from this outfit. I'm obsessed. The double
You want
wings.
her to be the stork? You want her to be the drag stork?
I want her to kill me.
Carrying you like a
it's
baby?
so good. So good. Double wings, incredible. Obviously, hair and makeup. Do I even have to say it? Like, duh. Amazing, incredible. Body, 12 out of 10. What I will say is it was kind of a little bit expected.
Was it?
But it wasn't so, I guess maybe not expected exactly.
You weren't
but, like,
surprised by it.
This made sense. Like, it didn't blow me like
out of the water
for her, because she always does so good. And she's also like, I very much like a Plastique on like a different level, sort of, just because the caliber she has been delivering since she came on. That does not take away from this amazing look that she did. Still one of my favorites for sure. Fabulous.
Yeah, I think Brandon said like the look would be if it wasn't for the wings, but I think that was the purpose. Like, I think had she done anything more, it would have been too much. So like, I think her ability to just bring you the look in like full circle. Like, she understands from the bottom of her feet, her tippy toes, to the top of her head. She just gets it. She gives you a whole experience with this look. I love her. She is such a polished queen, and I thought it was beautiful.
Is that your favorite, Lina?
Look wise. So I'm gonna be honest, personality wise, hi. But in terms of looks, absolutely, like hands down. Like, I'm already very excited every time there's a challenge to see what this queen is gonna bring. Like, I'm excited. In terms of some of the challenges and like where you have to really show more personality and fun, I think she's still breaking out of her shell, and I get that. Again, being a new viewer, but looks, she's unmatched on this season.
Plastique has shown more personality in these 2 episodes than she did her whole entire season of her original season, in my opinion. So
absolutely,
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right, moving on from Plastique, and we're going to Angeria. And Angeria's fragrance was Le Southern Belle. And I love Angeria. She is very funny. I hated this fragrance bottle though. It was kind of giving me, y'all
Oh, I
remember
didn't
that
like it.
y'all remember the Barbie that like the Barbie fairy that you would have to like pull and then it would like fly up in the air? It kind of gave me that. I can't, it just reminiscent of that. But I did like the look.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? The ones that look like
yes,
you had
I
to like
remember.
wound it up and then they would fly away. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of in terms of the colors and everything. But I really like this look for Angeria. It was very nice. It's something that I expect from her, especially the southern charm of it all, the southern belle of it all. I felt like it was a really nice look. I just really did not like the fragrance, but it is her. And she was funny as hell.
The look was great. Yeah, the look was great for me. I think Angeria's smart because Angeria's showing different levels of her drag. So she could come out in chaps and then she could pull this out of the bag. So I think I'm excited to see what else Angeria has to offer.
So with this look, I love the idea, I love the concept, and I love Angeria. There was just a few areas that just were a little bit undone, or like a little bit.
What's undone?
Like in some of the ruching, like in the finishes, like you see some things. I don't know if you can't really.
Well, I think it's the screenshot, like, but once she was walking, I mean, I felt like it would look perfectly fine. Like it was really nice.
Okay.
I thought it was a fun look.
The concept is there, and I feel like I just like it's like such small little tweaks, and maybe like I'm the type to obsess over those little things, like the lining of something and like the finishes or the hems. So if you're not looking at it from that perspective, I mean, she looked great. Like she looks like Mary Had a Little Lamb, like went to a BDSM party, you know? Like I love that. That's very much like my brand personally. Like I love it. It's just not being nitpicky. She looks great. She looks beautiful. I didn't like her bottle though.
Thank you for peeping that, Rosemary, the flying Barbie. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes.
I agree. I think it's a fun look. I didn't mind her bottle. I think the bottle kind of went with what she was trying to create. So I thought it was a fun look. She didn't blow me away, but it was fun. It fit her personality. So it works.
Yeah, all right. So moving on from Angeria, and we're off to Toxica by Vanjie. Listen, Vanjie, like Michelle said, I don't want no parts of this dang perfume. I did not like it. I did not like the look. I mean, like, I did like the hair. Again, Vanjie, the hair is on point. I think it also says Vanjie on the hair. But the Toxica, I don't want none of that. Get that toxicity out of my life, for real. Go ahead.
I thought her perfume was funny. It is very on brand for Vanjie. This though, I don't know what this is. I don't want any parts. I think just like keep it in the suitcase next time. Don't even hang it up. I didn't like it, and I'm a big Vanjie fan. So,
Same.
What I will say is, I think a lot of people are missing this like punk raver, Lady Gaga Chromatica 2020 reference that she's kind of pulling here. Do I think it's great? No. Does it look like the perfume smelled like garbage water? Like from the side of the street in New York City,
from the sewer, the subway sewer.
From the sewer. Yes, but I feel like the more I looked at it, the more I got it. I don't hate the look. Is it like in my top for this episode? For surely not. But it is a reference to that whole like electronic cyberpunk, like big crazy mask wearing, like she had a reference, and I feel like if you knew the reference it would make more sense than just seeing her walk out in something like this.
I have to agree with the mask. Like I'm very happy she did the mask because she really committed to the look. Had she not done the mask and just the outfit,
Confusion.
Exactly. And with naming the perfume, again, it all makes sense. But in terms of look, again, Vanjie, I don't get it yet. I don't get where she's trying to come. So
She'll make
I'm
you get
waiting.
it.
Yeah,
Eventually.
I
She'll
hope
make
so.
you get it. I mean, the performance is one of those reasons, right? Like I would have thought she could have been one of the top two because she ate that performance down. But yes, I agree. I just feel like the color, it's just the look overall. I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan, but I get the point of the whole look with the toxic cologne, perfume, whatever that is. All I know is I don't want it. I don't even want the sample of it, Vanjie. Okay. All right. So from Vanjie, we are going into Georges. And Georges, I mean, this is a look I would expect from her. I really liked it. The hair was beautiful. She looked great. I really have no notes for this look. She looked great. And her perfume was called or fragrance was called Little Chiquita. Little Chiquita. And pretty much it was giving poppers. Is that not what she's pretty much insinuating? Poppers?
Basically.
That's what I got.
I thought she looked great. I think she looked polished. Again, Georges is gonna wear her personality, and this is exactly what it does for me.
I mean, really, like, what a little cutie pie. Like, that's what I felt when I saw this. And then the name of it is, what was it again?
Little Chiquita.
Like, even cuter. Like, I love that. I think it worked. I think she looked beautiful. I feel like she really taps in. I feel like sometimes she gives, like, J-Lo and Selena in a blender. And you just blend it up. And, like, that's Georges's, like, just vibe and personality. And in this challenge, I really see that.
But more likable,
yeah.
more personable
Obviously.
than that lady from the Bronx. Much more.
No, just look wise. I'm speaking look wise, not like in her personality.
I know.
Like just
don't come from my titi.
Love Georges.
You know what? Your titi is going through a hard time right now. I'm not gonna make no comments on that lady.
Back to this look, I have to say she's giving me the red dancing emoji. Like when she came out with the thing, like I was like fun. And you know what it is? I'm attracted to her fun. She has fun with her moments. Like you can tell that she's there, she's present, she's just giving you Georges. And to me, that's like the light within is capturing the audience. It's fun. I think her perfume bottle is fun. I think she is adorable. How tall is Georges? Does anyone know? Because she looks really small. I just want to hug her and love her.
She can't. She's not tall enough to ride on the ride.
Oh, no.
5'1", 5'2", not taller than 5'3". I'm 5'3", so there's no way she's taller than me.
Giving everything, Georges. You're a win for me, honey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Georges, this was a great episode for you. Great showing and just hilarious as hell. So moving on to Chanel, and Chanel's fragrance was called Chanel No. 1. I just felt like it all tied in very well with the branding. It was very cohesive. It's great. I mean, like Chanel is just super polished, and again, like the makeup is done. Like, wow. How do y'all feel about it? Go ahead, Michael.
Stamped. Face is always stamped. Hair is always beautiful. I don't love the pattern on the dress. I do like the silhouette. I think the silhouette's there. I think it fits her body great. I think the hair height with the dramatic shoulder makes sense. I hate when a queen has a big shoulder and a flat wig. Like that kills me. Yeah, it was a decent look. Like didn't hate at all. And then I also thought it matching her bottle was cool.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But she definitely looks very, very refined.
For sure.
I disagree. I actually love this look. I am a shoulder queen too. I love a shoulder moment. I love the hip. It worked. And to me, very polar opposite of her entrance look, this gave me Chanel. Like, this made sense. And she, even walking down the runway, like, it really, like, I felt her confidence in it. I like this look a lot, actually. I think it's fun. I don't know. Brandon, throw another drag party. I think I'm inspired by this look.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the look, and I love the fact that the dress touches the ground. Like, we're not seeing any ankles, and it's not a weird, perfect length. Honestly, Chanel, you did great. This is a great showing so far. All right, so going on to Roxy, and Roxy's fragrance was Never Sent Home, and honestly accurate. I felt like Roxy looked really nice. I was not expecting this color. I did expect something more.
I agree, Keeks. I'm surprised by that.
She looks like Elsa went to the beach and got like burnt.
It's a bus stop chop for me.
It's not good. I'm sorry.
The tailoring
Keeks, you're
of
delusional.
None of
delusional. She looks good.
No,
I don't like it.
She looks good.
Mm-mm.
Wow,
this was a very disappointing look for me.
She looks like somebody's Jersey aunt dressed up as Elsa.
Yeah.
For Halloween to give out candy.
Yeah.
Correct.
To the
Roxy, if you ever watch this, just know I got your motherfucking back. Okay.
I'm not saying
I
we don't like you.
I love you, Roxy.
Don't listen to these people. Don't let it go. Okay. You look like Elsa, but I fuck with you. Okay. Like, it's okay.
Did she make this look?
Most likely.
I'm pretty sure she makes a lot of her stuff.
She makes a lot of everything. She's great. But wow. Okay, so none of y'all fuck with this. Okay.
All right. Her makeup looked good. I mean, she just looked really tan. It was done well.
I think it's because of
I actually didn't like her makeup either. I didn't like I thought nothing was working. I didn't think the wig was working. I didn't think the makeup was working. I think the dress was. Yeah, I don't think anything worked. Anything.
This is crazy, but
girl, Roxy, I love you. Like, you're on my.
No, you don't know her. You don't know her. Don't say you love her. Don't say you love her. You don't know her, Roxy. They don't know you. Like
I didn't say love. I said strongly like.
No,
girl, you're on my
no, you said love. You said love. We heard you. Okay.
How come you me?
Dang, Roxy, but I liked it. I mean, I guess. All right. So we find out that Angeria and Georges are the top two. And for them being the top two, they go ahead face to face for the lip sync for their legacy. And the song is Whitney Houston, $1 Million Baby. And it's a remix, unfortunately. However, I mean, I was down. I loved Whitney. The judges, they all loved the song as well. You could tell that they were into it. So there was no flubbing this whole shit. Like, you couldn't hide from knowing the lyrics because Rue knows this song. And to me, once Angeria took out the towel, it was a wrap for Georges.
Yeah, she basically brought us to church and she took it in that direction. Georges was performing, however, it wasn't the performance that needed to be done for this song. So that's where I was kind of losing Georges at, but Angeria did exactly what Angeria needed to do, which also, again, I know I mentioned it earlier, I was very surprised it wasn't Plastique in Angeria's place in the top two. So that was just my thought.
Yeah. I mean, Angeria was surprised herself. You saw her react that she was like, oh, what? Oh my God. What do you think, Lina?
Yeah, I think definitely Georges, like, you saw personality, she was dancing, but it was way too much for the song. Like, she overdid it. Multiple times when Angeria would like walk in front of her, like my eye just went with Angie. Like, it just like she just really kind of gave the whole energy of the song. She rightfully so deserved the win for this, for sure.
And you,
Michael? I definitely like watched Angeria like the full performance. I feel like it was cute. I thought that we could have used a different song, maybe, in my opinion. I know that the judges liked it. You know, they do that sometimes. Yeah. But Angeria was, I think, in my opinion, a very clear winner and was performing the song in a way that was more appropriate for the song. That makes sense.
Exactly. She was emoting the song. It would just fit the song more. The artist, the essence of the song. I totally get that. Georges, it's not like you wasn't moving, but I'm sorry, like you bucking and dipping and whatever else, like punching the ghost. You know her little move.
Punching the
Punch
ghost.
the ghost. But it's just not appropriate for this song. Like Whitney would never move like that. But all in all, it was a decent lip sync. And then, of course, Rule's in agreement with us and awards Angeria the winner of the lip sync. And Angeria wins 10K towards their charity. And then she ends up blocking Roxy. How did y'all feel about this move?
Smart. Do it. I was here for it because at the end of the day, Roxy is talented in a lot of different things, and I feel like if you don't know what's next week, who's the girl that's the most easily able to change up their style, it's Roxy. So it was smart.
Absolutely. I think that, like, I think if there was anyone to like chop immediately or like block, it would be Roxy. She's a very fierce competitor, for sure.
Yeah, I can't comment on whether it was a good decision, but what I definitely can comment on is I love the snip bitch. Like, correct. That's part of my language from now on. Pissed me off, I'm gonna be like snip bitch. That's it. Like, yeah. But it was good. It was fun. I liked the wittiness with the queens when she was making the decision. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's very fun, and it's like the red ruby scissors or whatever. Again, play on words. And on All Star 7, it was the golden plunger. But I don't blame Angeria for going to Roxy. Like y'all said, Roxy is a threat in the competition, and clearly, like, Roxy could have won. Obviously, we'll talk about the garments, but considering that Roxy creates a lot of their stuff, like, it was the perfect time to cut her because of the ball challenge. But that's it with episode 1. So we're gonna go ahead and get into episode 2 because, again, we have 24 looks to go through, and we're gonna try to get through this as fast as we can. So we're not on here for mad long. But yeah, so we're moving on to the paintball episode, and of course Rue comes into the workroom, lets the queens know we are throwing the paintball. You guys are gonna have to do 3 looks: monochromatica, drag imitates art, and paintball eleganza, which is where they'll design and create their own looks with paint. How do y'all feel about the ball challenge categories? Give me your thoughts on that.
I think it was a nice twist because you know how we always see balls and they're specific to like just only sewing, but seeing them like actually have to paint their designs on their gowns was actually a nice twist that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah, I love the categories for this episode. And
this
would have been
his.
Specifically, like, love. I live.
Yeah.
It was everything that I love was in all 3 looks. Like, obsessed.
Yeah, I was actually very excited for the drag imitates art. I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do it. And I was very pleasantly surprised seeing all the looks. So it was really a great paintball challenge.
All right. So I do want to shout out Roxy. Roxy, this is just the start of her like helping everybody out this episode, which I'm honestly surprised the judges, or we didn't see the judges acknowledge that, or the other queens shout out Roxy, because Roxy literally helped everybody.
I think Nina shouted her out.
Oh, she did? Okay, my bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just expect, I mean, obviously some of the looks were questionable for Roxy, like that first one, but I thought it was nice. Like, test your paint on your fabric before you start going crazy and going ham and it gets too far. Like we saw with Georges trying to do the stencil, and it was kind of like blending or like losing my train of thought.
Like
It wasn't lining up.
Yeah, it wasn't lining up. But this goes to show that Roxy has developed and changed Brandon since you wanted to call out her past.
Okay.
No, 100%. 100%. And I love to see people helping each other. Like I love that. That makes me like you so much more. Like just being able to just help someone. I feel like that's very important, especially on the show. And I love to see that.
And honestly, can we just like talk about the talent these queens have? Like, I don't know how much time they have for the challenges to be completed. I don't know if any of you guys like have a time frame.
Oh, they don't have that much time. They have like a day.
Are you kidding me? Like, you guys are, putting on a performance. You're sewing a whole outfit together. Like, there's no such thing as having a creativity block. Like, you have to come, you have to bring it, you have to be ready. So listen, for anyone who does not recognize the amazing talent and artistry that comes with drag, stop, because this is amazing, and it's a big shout out and kudos to all these queens and to all the queens out there.
Absolutely.
And in this point, like they're in the workroom starting to work on their things. Obviously, you see some people like being a little bit more successful in their designs than others. We also touched the topic of like Roxy not being able to win a badge and only money for their charity because she was cut by Angeria. And then Vanjie goes into depth about like their love-hate relationship with sewing, as an example, how they've never had the strongest ability when it came to sewing. But hey, it is what it is. They called it a long distance relationship, which is fully accurate. And then we go into Rue talking to each of the queens, and they come up. And this moment right here was hilarious. You could tell that Rue just really enjoys Vanjie as a queen in general because their personality is just so striking. And you can't ignore Vanjie, to be quite honest. But I thought this shit was hilarious. Anything else y'all want to comment in terms of? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of the banter in the workroom was funny. I know that they also really quick showed some of Chanel's Christmas house, and I thought that was crazy. Like it was so nice. Like I was shocked. So that was just something that stood out to me.
Yeah, the Christmas house is insane. I said, whoa, like this is a lot. But I did laugh at this shit, like Vanjie talking about their first dress, which they made on the first outfit they had to make on their first episode of season 10. And Vanjie constructed like this flower looking, actually it was like kind of like mimicking a Barbie, right? It was it had like the little Barbie
leotard.
Yeah, and it was just bad. And Vanjie talks about how they left it there, and then when they came back for season 11, they saw it's still in the Untucked Lounge area. So they said, I'm gonna take this shit and I'm gonna put this shit on eBay. And Rue's like, what the fuck is eBay? And I'm just surprised Rue's old ass even knows what eBay is, considering they don't even know the lyrics to their own songs. But I thought that was hilarious. Like, again. What did I say? Rue, you know damn well. You know
Not
damn
for
well you old as hell.
The creator of the show.
Listen, I love Mama Rue.
It's all love. Yeah.
She old as shit. All right.
I think it was really funny. I have to say one comment. I think Rue asked Vanjie, like, do you regret that look? I think about the first look, and then that's when she tells the whole story about the Untucked, and she goes, no, I hang it up and I'm proud of the look. And I think like that's important. Like I think this is where I started to have a little turn with Vanjie, where I'm like, no, she knows that she came on a journey and she's willing to accept that, and she knows that she's still learning and she's still trying to put in work. So this kind of was my turning point for Vanjie, where I was like, okay, like I see her story coming together.
Yeah, definitely. And before we move on to the runway, I do want to touch on pretty much Angeria talking about her drag mom and her like who they were rooting for when Roxy was first on RuPaul's Drag Race. I said, Angeria, you are literally putting your foot where your mouth is. Like, shut up. Brandon, what do you think about that whole conversation?
She said her truth. She said her truth. She didn't like her on her season, and her mom liked her. I didn't think there was nothing wrong with that comment.
I also didn't think that there was anything that crazy about it. Like, okay, no. I didn't like your season. You know, like we're here now. Like, it's fine. Like, no bad blood. Like, but you just weren't my favorite.
And Roxy probably hears this all the time. So Roxy,
yeah,
not favorite.
I just thought it was funny.
Like, no, you could tell. Like, they even started cutting ass on Angeria. Like, girl, so that's why you chopped her. That's why you cut her off because of how you felt about her in season 5. Like, that was funny. All right, so moving on to the runway. Ru, you look good. I haven't seen you look this good in a minute. Like, the dress was impeccable. The accessories, the wig is a little, but it's fine. It's beautiful. She looks great.
Yeah, I thought this was probably the best I've seen Ru look in a while because there were certain dresses that Ru was wearing that I was like, okay. But I just needed to call out this dress.
Yeah, we can be real. Ru has looked bad for a little time now. I mean, her face and hair is always gorgeous, but like some of the outfits I have not understood at all. This was one where I was like, whoa, this looks great. Like, she looks beautiful.
What do you think, Lina?
I agree. I mean, I can't comment on past, but I think she looked really beautiful. Again, Ru's like the first to do it. So to me, she's just gonna always be an iconic queen. Yeah, she looked great.
Yeah, I mean, Ru looks great in comparison to what we've seen recently. I do think that Ru tends to what is it like? I guess show out a little bit more on the UK or like the international franchises. I will say that. But good for you, Ru. You look great. All right,
I wonder if she picks her looks, or is she has like a stylist? Okay,
she has a stylist. That's been her stylist for years.
Maybe we revisit the stylist.
Yeah, we've been wanting that. We've been wanting that for a while. Like it's too much. All right, so since there are 3 looks for each queen, we're just gonna go through them really quick as a collective. So how do y'all feel about Angeria's 3 looks? What was calling y'all? What did y'all like? What did y'all didn't like? Go ahead.
I like the first one. The second one, something about the fit I just didn't mess with. The last one, it was there. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. What about you?
So I think the first one was the strongest out of her 3 looks. I definitely did not like the drag imitates art look. She could have done so much with that and just left it to like a Fashion Nova cut dress. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just her first look was pretty much spectacular in my opinion for her. Like, very well made, wig beautiful. She looked like an alien princess who's coming down to save me from this dreadful life. But her last look was not made well. I know she rushed it and had to like remake a whole garment, like, and I applaud her for that. I can imagine how hard that is, but it just did not land. And I also think that the color was very similar to her first look, so they kind of like
meshed,
blended a little bit. Decent.
Yeah.
Decent overall.
Yeah, I think her first look was definitely the best of the 3. I give her props for creating a whole. I would be interested to see what the first look was, had they shown it. But yeah, she definitely won me over with the first one. The other 2 were okay.
I would say like my biggest thing was that I did not like the fact that the monochromatica look and the paintball eleganza were damn near the same color. Like, I wish she would have chosen something else, because I'm like, we practically saw you in that same color. So I just wanted something a little different. But yeah, the first look, great. You could definitely tell that she can detach that part in the back, that train, so that if she gotta go ahead and perform her ass off, she can with no problems. But yeah, the middle look was not that strong. I just felt like it was kind of like an afterthought in comparison to some of the other queens. All right, so and also just want to go ahead and remind everybody that the category for the first one was monochromatica, second one drag imitates art, and third one was the paintball eleganza, the one that they had to create. All right, so now we're on to Chanel. Tell me your thoughts on this one, Michael. Go ahead.
Okay, so her first look was cute. Didn't wow me, but it was very well made. Construction is there. She loves this silhouette of a big shoulder and a big hip. I'm kind of catching on that that's her signature, and I'm into that for her. I think it fits her proportions well. I do think her wig was a little flat for the first look, but besides that, overall decent look. Her drag imitates art look, gag, love. As soon as I saw her before they even showed the painting that she was referencing, I got it. I knew exactly what it was. So no notes on that one for sure. I love that, which was actually kind of surprising for me, but I loved it. And then her last look was almost there, just a little bit too busy up top. If she would have proportioned some of like maybe some drama at the bottom as well, just to get your eye off of everything that's going on here, I feel like it almost could have worked. She was on a good path, but the last one didn't land as well. Her strongest for me was definitely her drag imitates art, 100%.
Yeah, I agree, but I also have to say the coloring on the last outfit, she did great.
So cool.
It was a really, really good color scheme, and for her to have made that, good for her.
Any thoughts, Lina, on these looks?
Yeah, I agree with all the comments. I like, my favorite is also the drag imitates art. Now I do have a question though. There's like a little brown portion of the dress. Was that part of the dress, or was there something wrong? I don't know if you see it, but like,
that's the boat. That's the boat that's on the art
in the painting.
Got it. Okay. Totally missed that. I'll be honest. I was like looking at it even when she was walking the runway. I was like, what is that? But the blue on her with the white, the wig, I mean, she popped. Like she gave me an Ursula. I don't know, with the wig, I got Ursula, Little Mermaid. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and again, painted. The mug is stamped. And the second look, real quick, I just want to say that it just reminds me of the tapestry that's in all the college dorms, or that's always a poster available everywhere. So I immediately got the look, and yes, I agree that the colorway is stunning on the third look, but it was just too clunky, and it was just like too many ideas thrown on it looks like a corset. So that was just the downfall on that one. But aside from that, she looked great for the second look. That wig also great because it was like the waves. Love. All right, so all right, moving on to Roxy. Take it away, Lina. How did you feel about Roxy's looks?
Roxy's looks, I think what she was able to do with the third look in the time she had, amazing, mind-blowing. You know, I think she looked good, but none of the looks really did anything for me, to be honest. I think they were all okay. I wasn't in love with anything, and I wouldn't say any of them were a signature look to me. I just give her so much kudos for what skill she was able to do. And I think she made all three looks, actually, they had stated. So kudos for your abilities. I didn't like the looks.
Don't love the red one. I think the second one, I wish her waist was a little bit more cinched, because I feel like the proportions, maybe it's the clock that's in the middle that throws it off, but I feel like it makes her look like Hansel and Gretel. Is that what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't like it. I do like the proportions in her last look the best. But I just don't love the color, I think, for me specifically.
What about you, Michael?
So when she first stepped out in the red look, I thought it was really cool. And then as she walked down the runway and we got close in on details, I mean, it's incredible that she made all three of these. I mean, absolutely giving her all the props. But the first look could have used a little bit more refinement. I think the second one, it was her proportions. I do think her concept was pretty cool, but it sort of seemed a little bit messy, like with the big thing, with the chest plate, and then you got the mustache, and then another clock here. It just felt like a little bit like
Clunky.
a little too on the nose, I think, a bit clunky. Because with Dolly, you could have did anything, you know what I mean, and like really. Not saying that she didn't. I'm not saying she did bad. Cute. With the third look, I just wish that the cape was lined, and that would have been a 10 for me. Roxy needs to live in a cute little pantsuit situation and eat the girls up every time. It's really giving like my auntie just got a BBL and she just came back and she's wearing all her favorite clothes that she just can finally like wear now. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm fucking dead. Not the Fifi coming back with the BBL.
Yes,
Where she got the BBL at? Where she got the BBL at?
You got it in
DR,
DR.
Colombia.
What you mean? DR, honey.
I'm dead. I agree with most of y'all sentiments about like the red look. I wasn't a really huge fan of that. I did like the Dolly look. What my favorite thing about the look that she made in the workroom was the reverse ombre effect, where it was like white to black for the coat and then white to black, obviously fading into black for the pants, the pantsuit. I loved it. Yes, it could have been lined, but at the end of the day, like she did that in the workroom and she helped multiple queens on top of that. So I was kind of just giving her some space like that, similar to what Michelle said. But yeah, Roxy, you did so good. And honestly, she was kind of giving Mama Tina in the face a little bit, with the red lip. So I was just like, okay, Roxy knows. All right, so now we're moving on to Got Mick. And Michael, I'm gonna let you take this away. So go ahead. What do you think about Got Mick's looks?
I really think I'm gonna sound so like biased, but like I literally okay, let's start out with the first look. That's how you do pants on a RuPaul's Drag Race runway. I think, and points taken away because it is a full runway Versace look. I mean, she didn't necessarily come up with it, conceptualize it, make it, you know, so I get that. But for her to be bringing runway in basically the second episode of Drag Race is really just taking it there so soon. And I love to see that. This is what we expect, honestly, at this point. Love the monochromatic Versace look. And getting into this like her art look with the scream, incredible. I think that is one of the finest garments we've ever seen on Drag Race up until this point. That thing definitely weighed like 50, 60 pounds for sure. But she still moved in it beautifully, and it just otherworldly, honestly. And then with the painted, what was it? The painted. What was the challenge again?
Paintball.
The paintball
look.
I thought she gave this garment everything that she had. She was just adding things and painting and covering things up and just like really getting into it. And it came across as her. Like as who Mick is this dress. Like it's chaos, it's fun, it's blood, it's glam, it's black and white. It's just like 10 out of 10. No.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I knew it was the ball. I knew Gottmik was gonna do great. My favorite out of the three, because I know he mentioned the first one, it's runway, so I wasn't really blown away by that. I do like the second look the best, and again, just because of the way it moved and the way that she presented it. The third one, it wasn't my favorite, but it was well made.
Mm-hmm. And you, Lina?
Yeah, I think just looking at the three looks together, like they're just so cohesive, man. Like Gottmik just gets what she knows her message and she delivers on it. And I think that is what gives her so much power. Like for me, my favorite look, kudos to the 2 runway looks. I think one was Versace, one was Balenciaga, Michael, if I'm not mistaken.
No, just there was the first purple one was Versace, but the second gown was a reference to a Balenciaga gown, but it wasn't Balenciaga. She had someone make it.
Got it. But the third look to me took the cake 100%. I think between like just watching her make it, you know, I think kind of watching her add things to it. I think the open leg concept. I think just even that picture, her having fun with it, the headpiece, it's spectacular. And I really, really enjoyed Gottmik coming down the runway with all of her looks. So she killed it to me. She killed it.
Yeah. Gottmik did their thing for sure. And I also want to say, like, Gottmik, you won the book bag ball challenge on your original season, but that one was a little bit questionable to me. This makes sense. Like, you had to be in the top with this package. Like, it was just insane. So good job to Gottmik. Moving on to Nina West. And Nina. There was so much potential in that first look, but this little single sheet, I was just like, why was it there? I didn't see the purpose of that at all.
It was cute. I wasn't mad at it.
I just felt like it wasn't doing anything.
I have to say, I genuinely did not get any of her looks. Like, any of her looks made no sense to me.
Well, nobody wants to get that last look. She don't even like that.
I really need to see a comedy challenge. I need to. Like, I'm just breath held right now.
I mean, the wig was really nice on the second look. I will say that. But I hated the third look. It was bad. What are y'all's thoughts on it, Brandon and Michael?
I think so. I like the first look. I think it was outside of the box for Nina. Hate the second look. It looks sloppy. Third look, if you're gonna, I don't even know. Like, I don't, there's no way to make this look good. I do think with the hair though, you know how the Australian down under girls, they have like the, what is it, styrofoam hair? The foam hair. I think that would have looked a lot better than this wig that she's wearing now. It's just too small, in my opinion.
For which one? For the third look?
For the third look, yeah.
Yeah, because that's not a foam wig. It looks like it is, but it's not.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with the pink look. I actually think this is the best that I've ever seen Nina look. To be honest, I was very shocked when I saw her come out in that. I was like, whoa, like, was not expecting that. And I think the one sheet going up and down is very camp. I think it's stupid. And I think that was the point, kind of. So I feel like out of the three, obviously her strongest is the pink look. The Tom of Finland look was very questionable. I love that she chose to go with Tom of Finland. I think that's really cool for queer representation in the art space. Love that. But it just was not done, like, well. And then the last look, I'm not even going to comment on that. We're just going to
When Rue called her Rainbow Bright all grown up, I was like, no, Rue, please. That is so
No, it really is just so terrible. Like, what would ever make you, like, I'd rather you have just sent yourself home than
I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
every time she walked on stage, like the split second I saw her on stage, I was like, okay, thank you, next. Like, I was just like, move on. Like, I'm done.
Next.
The worst part of the last look was really, like, as bad as that outfit is, I wouldn't even call it a dress, whatever it is, that wig was horrendous. That was a terrible wig. If you see it up close, it's so bad.
Yeah, it was bad. All right, moving on. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop on Nina. We're gonna chill. Okay, moving on to Vanessa Vanjie. And Vanjie, I mean, Yeah, like I love the first look. It looks really nice. It's simple, but I did like it. I love the gray streak like Michelle does. She really is giving Michelle's daughter. The second look, I honestly kind of was surprised by it too. I liked it as well. The last one with the Puerto Rican flag on it and everything. I mean, it's cool. I wasn't expecting Vanjie to do like a little gown thing. That's not her vibe, but what do y'all think about it, Brandon?
I think so. The first look, it was cute, whatever. The second look, it was what actually like made me look at it and be like, okay, like she was selling it, and her makeup looked beautiful. The third look, she did what she needed to do to stay in the competition. I didn't love it, but I love that she represented Puerto Rico as she should, and you know, it was good for me.
Okay, so I think if Vanjie needs like a little side job, she needs to cosplay as Michelle because it really gave, in my opinion.
Yes.
I feel like she hit it on the nose. I love her with the streak in her hair. Like I thought that was really cute. Obviously, nothing crazy, not too over the top, nothing spectacular, but I thought she looked great with her artistry look. That's the best I've ever seen Vanjie look, in my opinion. I thought it was. Did she reference Picasso on the nose? No. Did she hit everything? Like, did you look at it and immediately think of Starry Night? No. But I thought she looked beautiful. I love the silhouette on her. I love the headpiece. She looks fabulous, stunning. 10 out of 10. Honestly, love that look so much. Getting into the last look, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It looks like something she made in the workroom. You know, we know she's not a seamstress. We know this isn't her gig. It's not what she does. But she did it, you know, and we'll leave it at that. She did it.
What are your thoughts, Lina? Did she change your opinion from the first episode? What's going on?
So I'm getting Vanjie, right? Like I'm getting Vanjie in all of these looks at this point. Nothing blew my mind, but nothing also was like get off the runway. I think she did okay. Definitely her best look is her drag imitates art look. I think the colors, I mean, listen, that pose, she looks beautiful right there. Again, she midway, she did okay.
Yeah, Vanjie, you look like a nice fluffy loofah. I loved it.
I loved
okay.
It
looks so good. But I really love that green look. Like, oh my god, 8. I'm sure Michelle's like, give me that dress. Okay. Oh, I can't. What is there to say? Like,
no notes. No notes for me. Everything was perfection. 10, 10, 10.
Speechless. No bars.
When I tell you,
no bars.
This plastique brought it to another level. My favorite look, you know, it's so hard. I'm between her first look and her finished like maid look, her last look, for being the best. But that first look, that ode to the Asian culture, I think the hair, I think, you know what it is? It's the way she walks down the runway. It's that elegance. It's that like she's walking on a cloud. Girl, I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think her looks were amazing. Like that body dress, of my dreams.
It's so good. Like, definitely a love letter to her Asian heritage, like Vietnamese heritage. Like, it's just beautiful. I do want to say something. The middle look, the drag imitates art. Oh my god, the fact that like there were spots on the hair, the glasses had lashes. I was just like, the detail is just impeccable. But go ahead, Michael.
So I think out of the 3, my favorite would be probably the one that she made. I think I'm obsessed with all 3. First and foremost, let me get that out of the way. Obsessed, 10 out of 10, 10s across the board. But I think the way that she like painted all of that detailing to get that body shape, like that's not easy, and you're painting that on fabric, like that's hard. And then the cherry blossoms were done in a very artistic way. They weren't just like painted perfectly, like, and you knew what it was when you saw it. But if you looked up close, they didn't look anything like cherry blossoms, but it just makes so much sense. And I feel like she really put a lot into that. Obsessed. Her art look, she referenced Kusama. Obsessed. If you were to know the artist's work, she does a lot, not only with polka dots, but even with like tentacles and things like that. Like, so super cool. 10 out of 10. And then with this red look, again, like no notes. Like I literally have nothing to say. Like she just wins. Like if I were to see her, like I would just go home. Like I would just be like, well, guys, this was fun. 10 out of 10. Like just ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing else to add. Like, wow, great. All right. So then we go on to George's, and Georgia's gonna remind us that she love her some damn Mary J. She loved being a pothead, and it's very cute. It makes sense for Georges. It's very on brand for her. The second look, honestly, I was kind of surprised by it. I wasn't expecting Georges to do this type of look at all. But I mean, I liked it. Could have been much bigger, yes, but I feel like I don't expect Georges to do like super big drag. Like I would never expect her to wear the garments such as like Plastique did, And then the last one, the bustier, brassiere, whatever. It was given JC Penney, bro. Like I just wish there was something else done to it, but I mean, she turned it out better than I expected. What are y'all thinking?
The bustier look was my favorite look.
I liked it.
Yeah.
As well. I think she looks like Selena and J-Lo in a blender. Like, this is where I came up with this idea. Like, this
Here
is
you go, bringing up that lady. Here you go, bringing up that Bronx
I'm
lady.
sorry. Okay. But, like, the last look was my favorite out of all three of hers.
I think the second look I didn't like at all. The first look is like
I didn't
cute
care
for a performance,
for the weed
but
look.
Yeah.
I don't think it really did anything. We didn't need that. And then the second look, when you look at the artwork she's referencing, okay, it makes sense, but it's just like
Picasso, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, would you get that without having that reference? Probably not. And I feel like it's different because I know I said the same thing with Vanjie. She didn't exactly hit it on the nose, but I was obsessed with Vanjie's. This, not so much.
Okay, Lina,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
I liked all of the looks. Again, I don't think any of them blew me away. But I like them all. Even the middle look, like the drag imitates art. I think it was a very toned down look. But I think it was okay because I think the art piece is very toned down. So I think it works. And I think that she didn't overdo it. She didn't oversell it. And I think that's fine too. I think Georges did good. I like her as a queen. Something about her just works for me. I do agree, though, with her third look. I do wish she would have done something with the bra. Let's just call it what it is, ladies. It's a bra. She didn't have time. She put on a bra to finish the look. I wish she would have done something a little more with it.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing, though, about the looks, though, I love that weed hair. I love it. It is so cool. I just think it's really cool. And green hair works for you, Georges. Like, not many queens can pull that off, but you pull it off very nicely. All right, we gonna beady bum the fuck out of here and go on to the top two. And it is Gottmik and Plastique. Are we surprised? Not at all.
No.
No surprise there. But I am surprised by this song. And it's Jumping the Line by Harry Belafonte. And I mean, I'm not mad at
that?
Like, come on. And this is my thing with production, right? So y'all knew, y'all see these looks before the queens get there. Y'all check their packages and everything. Y'all review their packages. And I just feel like if y'all notice the packages and actually use y'all critical thinking, y'all would have known that these two would have been in the top. You know, like, why did y'all choose this song for this episode? I felt like,
Agreed.
you know,
it didn't make sense at all. I don't think either of them knew what to do with the song, to be honest with you.
I wanted a Pussycat Doll song or something.
Yes.
In my head, them two should be dancing to something sexy, like.
Very,
I mean,
like,
Plastique would have won that if it was a
not-
Pussycat Doll song.
Right.
But I do think that Gottmik won. I do think Gottmik won because she knew more of the
100%.
words than Plastique.
Yeah.
But I was
100%.
not really a fan of the performance at all. Like, I was just like, okay, y'all could have saved this for Nina, who clearly knew the words and was ready to do some comedic shit. So I just felt like you should have saved this. Like, that's my we've been having this issue with production in terms of like us watching it as viewers, where they're picking these horrible lip sync songs that just do not go with the challenge or the expected winners of the challenge. So that's just my biggest gripe with it all.
Absolutely.
But then Gottmik ends up winning, and she gets to cuss somebody for the following week. I mean, she could try to play it off all she wants, but we all knew she was coming down to Angeria. Like, I expected that. What did you guys think about her going for Angeria? Did you guys think it was a smart move, strategy?
I thought it was smart. Yeah, I thought it was smart. I thought it was a good strategy to have, because at the end of the day, the next challenge could be comedy. And I forgot who made the point, but someone said Angeria is also funny. So, like,
it's gonna be comedy or acting.
Yeah.
So just knock her out while you can. Like, you know,
don't let the people that have the badges get more badges if they can, you know. So
yeah, level the playing field. What did you think about it, Lina?
Yeah, I agree. I think you can, like, I'm starting to really understand that Angie, you know, she might not be the best in any one category, but she's pretty good in all categories. So it really is smart to kind of hit those queens to really give kind of an even playing field. So I think it was a smart move. I kind of think she was definitely expecting it. So it was a good move.
And you, Michael?
I think it was smart. I would have went the same route. The only thing that I would say would be that she made the right choice, because the next challenge is the snatch game. Yeah. So, like, what a perfect way to block Angeria from winning that, because she is someone who would have a very high potential in my head of winning the snatch game. So perfect timing, right on.
Yeah, I agree. I was laughing when Rue made a comment, then Angeria was like, "You don't have to rub it in, mama. Like, chill on me." Like, yeah, we get it. She cut me. But I think she expected it. They were already talking about it, having like whispering to one another, like, "Oh, like, we gotta cut somebody with a badge holder." I do want to know what made I mean, obviously, like, because Angeria is known to be funny, but I do want to know exactly, like, what were the pros and cons that outweighed Gottmik from choosing Angeria from Georges, because Georges also has that Rue stamp of, like, you were born for this, you were born for drag, and literally Rue loves Georges and finds her funny as well. So just overall, like, very good episodes, very good 2-episode premiere. I'm excited for the season. I thought it was going to be a little shaky with the fact that they're doing this for charity. Like, it feels like the stakes are a little bit, I mean, lower since everybody gets to stay. How did y'all feel overall about the 2 episodes?
I liked it. It was good competition, good outfits, good talent. I'm excited. I think even though they're doing it for charity, they're definitely getting some money. But I think they're gonna surprise them at the end with a little something.
He has this whole conspiracy theory that they are gonna get
that's a write-off,
big lump sum of money at the end, and I'm like, no, they're not. I don't think that's.
But they got paid. They got a stipend, and they got an appearance.
Yeah,
and they got appearance checks, so they did get money.
Yeah, So I feel like this is the most I've been entertained by Drag Race, I feel like, in a while. I feel like because I feel like the cast is so strong. Like my expectations are like phew. And honestly, like a lot of them are being met. Like I know I'm a little critical, but like the girls are girling. Like I'm obsessed. I'm excited to see how the season goes. I feel like there's a lot of possibilities and things that could happen. And I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Miichael's sentiments. Like, I'm excited to see what the season brings. I want to see the different girls shine. I want to see the strengths. You know, I kind of already know my fashion girlies. I've already seen it. I think that's what the first 2 episodes really brought was fashion sense forward. I'm starting to see personalities. So we'll see the trajectory of the season, and we'll kind of see if my girls win because I want them to.
Who are your girls? Actually, let's say right now. Who do y'all think are gonna be the top 3 based on the 2 episodes?
The top 3.
Go ahead, Lina.
I don't know based on the episodes because I don't know what's coming yet. But who are my top 3 girls? I'm gonna give you that.
Who do you want to make it to the top 3 at the end? Who do you think will actually make it?
For sure? Georges for sure. Ooh, my third one's hard. I think I'm gonna have to go for Roxy for my third. Oh, Gottmik is really kind of. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. But we're gonna play between Gottmik and Roxy for now.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I think the people that I want to be in the top 3 might not necessarily be in the top 3. I want Plastique, Georges, and Vanjie, but I know that there's stiff competition. So realistically, who I'll say will make it to the top 3 is definitely Roxy. I think definitely. Oh, this is hard. Gottmik, maybe, and definitely Plastique if she keeps showing out like this.
Okay, so I definitely think Roxy's gonna be there for sure. I could see Angeria somehow like working her way up to top 3 for sure. And then my third queen that I would say, I would want it to be Gottmik, but I don't. I would want so badly for her to be in top 3, but I'm not sure if I see that. I think I would see maybe someone more like a Plastique over a Mick. But then I feel like, I don't know, this is really hard. I have a top 2, and I feel like it's going to be, let's just say 2. I'm going to say Angeria and Roxy, I think, are going to be top 2.
Okay, so
the
for
third
me,
the third one is TBD. I don't know.
Right. To be determined for sure. I definitely think Roxy's gonna be top 3. I think Angeria has a chops to be top 3 as well. And I do think Gottmik will make it far. If she's not top 3, she's at least top 4 or 5. At least in my opinion. And that could be interchangeable with Plastique. I don't know about Georges because of the acting stuff, but she is a great performer, and again, Rue loves her to death. So, but I definitely think my solid 3 are Roxy, Angeria, and Gottmik. Anything else y'all want to comment on in terms of the episodes? We good?
Bring
All right,
well, I'm excited.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to see how it goes, especially that there's no obviously everyone feels so much more relaxed and it's more fun. If you're expecting us to cover Untucked, unless something dramatic happens during Untucked, we're not covering it. Like nothing happens during Untucked for the most part, especially with a season like this. So we're going to keep it pushing. Thank you guys for tuning in to Drag Race All Stars 9, episode 1 and 2 recap with your faves Reality Unloaded podcast. It's your girl Keeks.
Lina D.
And Brandon.
And Miichael.
And catch us here next time for the next episode next week. Follow us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit us up on Instagram at Reality Unloaded Pod. And keep up with us there. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.